Right, guys, I think we are live. So I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes for everybody to join us and see how we're all going. Good evening. I hope you're all well. And welcome to Marketing Monday. My name is Jenny Bush and I'm the Equine Business Assistant if you don't know who I am. So tonight we're talking about Instagram. So I'm going to share a few slides and a few things that I've learned over the last couple of months while I've been using Instagram, and hopefully it will give you some insight of things that I've learned. And then if you've got anything to add or any questions or anything that you want to add that I've missed out, please add some comments, and of course we'll go through those at the end of all the slides. So feel free to add them in real time. There is a slight delay between what I'm doing in the office and what comes out live on our stream because I'm using OBS software, so it does take a little bit of a gap between getting from me to you and you to me. So we just have to roll with that. So do make sure you add your comments in as you get them, add your questions in as you get them, and then at the end of the presentation I'll go through any comments and any questions and hopefully I can answer them. So I asked on Friday what we wanted to do, and it came up that we should do Instagram. And to be honest with you, I am what I would class as an Instagram newbie. I've had to work really, really hard this year to understand Instagram. I have only started my Instagram account, I think I started the account in March, and I didn't actually get into it till after I got out of hospital, which was mid-October. And then since then I have been researching, putting in different strategies, because up to that point my main strategy had been on Facebook, and Facebook is where I am 100% comfortable. I know Facebook inside out. I've got more of an understanding, whereas Instagram, it was a little bit alien to me. It was something my children did, but I have found some really good tips and tricks and I can't wait to share them with you tonight. So if you're here and you're joining me, please give me a hello and a wave so that I know that you're here. If you're watching on the replay as well, please give me a hello and say hi, because I do come back and answer any questions, and it's always nice to know that I'm not talking to crickets, because it happens. I know we're all busy and it's Monday and we've got Christmas coming up, but we've got 2 more Marketing Mondays. We've got this week and we've got next week, and then there'll be no Marketing Monday on Christmas Eve, and there won't be a Marketing Monday on New Year's Eve. I hope you'll forgive me for that, but then we'll be back the week after. So get me in your questions or anything that you want to be covered in Marketing Monday. I'm thinking next week we can either carry on with Instagram, we'll see how we go after tonight, or we can go back to Facebook, because I know some of the comments were about doing Facebook stuff. So if that is good, let me know. Right, are you ready? Let's crack on with Instagram strategy. So again, if you've got any questions or anything, please do add them in at the end. So Instagram for your business. So these are the tips on how I pretty much doubled my followers and how I set up my brand. I'm going to give you some tips and some key things that I've discovered. Now, I have no idea where you are on your Instagram journey, so I'm starting from scratch because we've done no training and I've got nothing on Instagram other than this today, so I can't even give you any other advice or tips and tricks, or somewhere else to look if there's something that I haven't covered for you. So this is what you're going to learn today. So you're going to learn how I use this strategy to double my following so far. I think I've got 300 plus new followers in the last month or so, and I'm really, really pleased with how this is working and developing. And while my following is still relatively small, I do believe that I've got a following that's actually a bit more authentic, that does like what I do, and I'll show you how I've built that. So I'm going to go through the basics of Instagram that I've learned over the last year, how I'm using Instagram for my business, and how I think you could be using Instagram for your business. And again, if you've got any comments of how it would work for you, please add them in as we go, and I will make sure that I come back to you and answer your questions. So I'll also go through Instagram's key features and how you could utilise it. And the one thing that I've noticed, especially in the last 4 weeks, is Instagram is driving traffic to my website like nobody's business. I think it's already up to like the 3rd biggest referrer of traffic to my website. It's actually beating Facebook. So I think it's a really important thing to note that Instagram is a great way to get targeted people to look at what you've got going on your website, be it selling stuff or anything similar to that. So what is Instagram for? So it is a social media app, and it's for sharing photos and videos from a smartphone. And so everything on it is based around the use of a smartphone or a use of a phone. So you have a profile and you have a newsfeed, very much like Facebook. And that is my daughter coming home. Ding dong. Sorry for... I miss the days when they went to bed early. Anyway, so yeah, you have a profile and you have a news feed. So much like you do in Facebook. Your posts are displayed on your profile, and those who follow you, you see, and those that you follow, and the hashtags that you follow, you see in the feed. And they see your posts in their feed. So you can search for similar interest posts using hashtags, and you can also search for people who are in the same location. So you can use geotags and tag locations. So it's very good if you're a local business and you're targeting people in specific areas. You need to be using those places and those tags locally, because you're going to hit different followers and different targeters. And also coming up when we're looking at going to different trade events such as Olympia or you're at Beta, you can tag in those locations as well, and then you'll find people who are also in those areas, so you're going to connect, and it makes it far more social. So it's a really important feature, and it's something that sets Instagram apart a little bit because it's much more targeted, it's much more relevant to getting the right followers. So how do you engage? You engage by following, liking, and I've put double tap in brackets because for a long time I was hitting the hearts, and that does like things, but I didn't realise you could just double tap on the picture and it likes it. My daughter had to show me that. But the trouble is, if I've spent too long on Instagram, I then go back to Facebook and start trying to double tap. It doesn't work. The other way around. So yes, you can also comment, and you can add tags, you can tag people in and send in direct messages. And again, direct messages is a really good thing, because that's where the best conversations happen, in the direct messages. So once you've engaged with somebody, you can get into that position where you can start to send a direct message. You can really start to build relationships, and that's really key. And you can also save the photos that you see and the things that you like to your feed too. So yeah, so as I said before, it's made to use as a phone app. Now you can access it on a computer, but you can't natively post from the computer. However, if you do work on the computer for business and you need to plan your social media and you need to plan your Instagram posts, because you can schedule them, and you can schedule them through things like Buffer. I've put Loosely, but that should be Loomly. I'm going to quickly change that while we're here. Look, silly me. I think it was probably autocorrect. Loomly is what I use, and co-schedule. And there's probably others. I don't know if Hootsuite have the ability. I suspect they do. I know I was using Buffer to schedule in my posts. And while many people say, oh, don't post and run, I find that because my posts are thought in advance, I write better posts, I get the hashtags out better, so they're more engaging. And then because I'm not spending all day thinking about what to post, I'm then actually able to put my time into building the relationship. So putting that time in advance to do the scheduling has really paid off for me, and I'm working through, because I'm still using my social media calendar and I'm using my content calendar to make sure that I've got relevant things going on every day, and then I've actually got time to go in and be social, because I'm not spending the time writing the posts. So here's a quick overview of the Instagram for basics. So if we start on the left hand side, so of course you've got the profile image at the top, and make sure that's on brand for your business. The ring around the edge, of course, shows that I've got a live story going on. You've got how many people follow you, which is the followers, and then next to that you've got how many people you're following. We'll go into that a bit more. It took me a while to get my head around followers, and which one was which. So I don't know if anybody else finds that confusing. I found that confusing. And what is going on with my computer? It's just opened up mail. Oh, there we go. I don't know why it did that. Okay, so yes, we've got followers and following. Then how many people follow you? Yeah. So I've got up to 726. Now you'll see in a later post that that's 300 more than I had probably about a month ago. So this is working quite well for me. And if that continues to grow, I predict that hopefully by January I should be on 1,000 followers plus. So you've got one link allowed in your bio, and that link is quite an important link. Now you could use that to link to your shop, you could use that to link to your website, but sometimes you need to be a bit more specific. And if you've got a lot of things going on and there's a lot of things that you tell people that you'd like to go, you don't want to keep coming in and changing that link in the bio constantly. So mine goes to a link tree, which I have built on my website. So you can do a link tree on Linktree, but this one actually goes to my website where there's a specific link tree. So if you haven't clicked this link on my profile, make sure after you go and be nosy and click the link. And then once you've clicked that link, it then gives you the choice to follow me on Facebook, to join the network. It gives the link to buy my content calendar, read blog posts. Yeah, so gives some specific action steps. So it means that when I'm posting, I can go check my link in the bio. It's going to help you to direct the traffic in the right places. But if you want to be more specific, then just put that one link to that one place, and every time you ask people to go to that place, because you can't put the links in your posts. Well, you can, but people would have to copy them and it gets a bit messy. I think it's too much to ask. Then of course you've got your posts, and then the one thing that I've also put, so for your bio, make sure that again it's short and sweet. Add a bit of personality. So I put that I'm a coffee-loving, chocolate-eating equestrian. I'm passionate about growing small equestrian businesses online. And then I put hashtag marketing tips, because that's what I give a lot of on my profile. So that's what people can expect. And then I've given them a reason to click the link. So if they're just checking me out, the reason is free training and more, because that's what you can get on my website. And if you're in the group, as you can tell because you're here tonight, and that then directs people to the link, so it gives them a really good reason to click through to my page, and that's quite simple to set up. And if you need help to set that up, please send me a message and I will of course help you if I can. Now the next post I am sharing because I don't know if anybody feels the same as me, please give me a hands up if you get this as well. I have Instagram feed envy like you would not believe. I look at other people's Instagram profiles and I just think, wow, their Instagram profile is really pretty. So do you feel the same as me? Do you find that they've got these lovely, perfect Instagram posts? Everything is beautiful and it's all curated lovely and it's all on brand, and I just want to have a feed like that. And so what I'm reminding myself is that if you're authentic, if you're posting the right things, that will come. You will get that idea of the branding, and you will feel, and it will come, and it will be on key. At the moment, it's not, and I'm not happy with how my posts look on my feed, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So let's carry on, shall we? So please, give me a wave or tell me if you've got any questions at this point. So then we get onto the feed. So to find your feed, you click the house, and that then takes you to the feed. If you want to search for anybody in particular, so if you want to search for your geotags, you want to search for hashtags, you want to search for people that are similar or ideal clients, or things that you might like, you click the magnifying glass. It's a bit obvious really, but it took me a while to actually do that. Then to add a post is the add, the plus button. And if you want to add a story, you click the camera, which is in the top left corner on the news feed. So you can't see it from the search page, but you can see it from the news feed. Or you just swipe right, and that will then take you to add a story. Okay, so the elements of a post. So when you're putting your posts up to Instagram, you need to have a good photo or video, or you need to have created an image that you're going to share, because the whole purpose of Instagram is it's the visual social media platform. So you need to have something to share in that respect, otherwise you can't post. And then you're going to go through, you might choose a filter. So if you've got a filter for your brand and you want everything to be on the same filter, I tried using different filters. I didn't really find one that I felt worked. So I'm just now going with posting the photos as they are and then adding in some branded content that I've created in Canva. So choose the filter to sound brand. Then you're going to add your caption. Use the emojis to make it stand out. Now both of these examples that I'm showing on the screen don't have emojis, so they don't stand out. So it just gives you an idea that actually a couple of emojis in there would really help to make them a bit more eye-catching, because you're competing, especially on social media. There's so much going on, so you really do need to be getting the attention. You need to be competing on everything and using every trick in the book to get that attention if you need to. Then you can use your hashtags. Now the maximum they say is 30, and some tell you to go easy on the hashtags while some say to use all 30, but I think it's just to play and see and try and see what works for you. Which ones get the most engagement? Are they the ones that you put the most hashtags on? For me, it does make a difference, but sometimes it's not enough to worry too much about. And remember, they're supposed to be fun. When you do it, you're also going to tag any people, or any brands. So if you've got something in your post that you could tag that you're wearing Ariat boots, or that you could tag that you've got something in the background, make sure you add your tag in, and of course add your location tag as well, because that helps your post be found by people that are also in your area. So if you do serve a lot of people in your area, so if you're a riding school, for example, using that location tag is going to help everybody that might want to come to your riding school, or that does come to your riding school, or wants to see because they're in the local area, or they're moving to that area, or they're coming on holiday to your area. That's going to help you to be found by those people. And then so you can also set it so that your post will automatically go to your Facebook page. If you've got a business account, you can go to your Facebook page and not your Facebook profile, your Twitter page, and Tumblr. I don't use Tumblr, I don't know many people that do, but if you do, you can do that through Instagram too, and then you're going to hit share and it will be posted. Okay, so hashtag. So here are my key tips for your hashtags. So do 30 max and do your research. Now, this site is what I'm showing you, which is called besthashtags.com, and you can type in a word and it will give you some hashtag suggestions. So now you could just copy them straight from here and post them. I tend to look at that, knock out any that I don't like, keep around 10, and then, as I've said before, I have little lists where I've got 10 hashtags for equestrians, 10 hashtags for riding instructors, 10 hashtags for equestrian businesses, 10 hashtags for people that care about social media tips, 10 and you follow on my drift there, and you can have in your notes section all the hashtags ready to copy and paste. So so I save them to my notes, and then I think about who I'm targeting, so I make sure I've got hashtags that are relevant. Like, I know somebody that does tweed clothing, and they've got like their hashtags ready for people that like tweed and certain colours of tweeds, and that they know that. You can also look at people that you like and people that are your ideal clients and that you follow, and you can copy their hashtags and just add them into your notes too, and then create some ready-made little groups, little bundles of hashtags that you can just copy and add to your posts really quickly. Don't stress about the hashtags, because as I say, they're meant to be fun. If you don't put hashtag on today, who cares? Do you know? You might not get found, but don't beat yourself up if you're not doing it. It's social media. It is fun. The whole purpose is to be fun. So don't panic. And then if you want me to find your posts, because I'm always happy to comment, to share, to engage with you too. So do add in hashtag myhorseybiz, because that's one that I use for my social media courses and things like that, where I get people to share stuff on social media. So add in the hashtag. I search it once or twice a week, and then I comment on all your posts and like them and give you a bit more engagement. So do add in the myhorseybiz hashtag. So stories. Now, stories is something that Instagram introduced this year, and it is growing. And I was in a marketing social media webinar today, and they really do predict that stories are going to be the thing of 2019. So you need to be starting to think about strategy for stories. So the way that I like to see it is I like to see the main profile as my shop window, my branding page, where I've got all my nice pretty pictures, all the things that I'm selling, all the things that I do, and that it actually is a good shop window, so that anybody looking at me goes, oh, straight away I know exactly who this person is, and I know that she does marketing for equestrian businesses. And then I'm using stories to go deeper into understanding me, to build those relationships, to get behind the scenes, to show the stuff that I want to tell the people on Instagram, but I don't want to show it in my nice pretty feed. So this week, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll notice that my stories have all been little tiny snippets about how I'm using the content calendar to make life a bit easier, because I think it really matters to start sharing those stories. So I just do a little clip on my phone, and I think I did about 7 or 8 of these, and I pre-did them last week. And then every day, because I wrote in my notes which video goes out which day, and then every day I'm sharing one of the videos in my stories. So again, I have pre-done it. I have got the content ready, and I've batched it, so it made it really quick. So I'm not having to think every day, oh, I need to do a story, what do I talk about? And then if the day goes on and I get an idea for something, and I think, oh, that's a story, I really want to share that, like I did recently when I got all my wall planners. I added the video of me opening the wall planners to my stories, and I added me going down to the printers and added it to the story. So it gives them a little bit of a behind the scenes. It helps to build the buzz. It helps to just be seen a little bit. And again, those stories only stay on your profile, on your story profile, for 24 hours, and then they're gone forever, unless you save them to what's the word? Highlights. You save them to your highlights. So a few other things about stories. Yeah, they're small videos that are 15-second clips. Now, because my videos that I've done are about a minute, I keep going in and I have to post them like 4 times. But it splits it into the 4, and I know that I need to post number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So that then keeps the video looking like it's longer, when actually Instagram has just split it into 4 little clips. Then you can also add hashtags, and you can hide the hashtags if you don't want them to be seen, so that they're invisible a little bit by shoving on a nice sticker or a GIF. It makes them really stand out. You can add colours. You can just type straight onto plain background or text. They're quite fun once you get into them stories. You can also tag people. I've done a few where people have tagged me in, like, oh, I've got my wall planner, and then they've done a post on their story, and then that shows in my feed that in my messages that they've put me in their stories. Then I share their story as well. So it's a good way of just having some fun and engaging. So you can also share. So if you've done a post, you can share that with your story too. So you can click on there. There's like a little, I guess it's a paper aeroplane, I'm not really sure what it is, that little image that you can see in the middle, and you click on that, and that then shares that to your story or to a message or whatever you need. You can also have the option on stories to ask a question, to put a poll in, there's some other engagement features on stories, which are just sort of fun little things to do. And the way that you see who's responded to them is on the bottom left, I think it is, bottom left, you can see people's pictures, and when you click on those you can see any responses to your Instagram stories. You can highlight them. So if you've done a really good story, as you can see there's a little heart and with a circle around it, and that's the highlights, which if we go back to this page, these are the highlights in the middle, those round circles. And I've got my highlights, you can set them into categories. And the way that I've got these branded cover images is I actually had to post them as stories and then select them as being the cover. So that's how you do those. It took me a little bit of working out how to get that to happen too, because so I am not an Instagram expert, but hopefully you found a few cool tips anyway from this. So